Let's talk politics now. The Deputy Governor of Edo State, Philip Shaibu, has been impeached by the State Assembly. This comes after the adoption of the report of a 7-man panel that investigated allegations of misconduct against him. The panel ended its sitting on Friday with Shaibu or his counsel failing to show up to defend the allegations leveled against him. The panel had adjourned till Thursday for Shaibu to open his defense, and when he didn't show up, he was given till Friday to come and defend the allegation against him, which he failed to do so. The Edo State House Assembly, which is the petitioner in the case, had on Wednesday opened and closed its case, paving the way for Shaibu to defend the allegations leveled against him. And to talk about this in detail, I'm joined live on the news by a public affairs analyst, Dr. Ambrose Igboke. Good afternoon. Glad to have you join me.
Good afternoon.
Yes, let me start by your thoughts on the impeachment of Philip Shaibu.
We have all seen it coming. Mr. Philip Shaibu, in my own thinking, should have resigned a long time ago. He didn't need to wait for us to have this long fight between him and his boss, who is the governor of Obaseki. For almost 2 years, they have been in a shadow war. And since he knows that his principal, which is the governor, did not want him to contest the governorship election, he would have honorably resigned and to seek his political pursuits somewhere else, maybe in another political party. But he stood there, he stayed behind, and we're having all kinds of acrimony. The time that was supposed to govern Edo State, they were using it to fight all sort of a criminal war. And this is what I wonder what he was doing, because he was supposed to have just resigned and left. And on the other hand, most of the time, only a few governors in the past in Nigeria allowed their deputy to take over from them. Only a few states, maybe like I think Abia during the time of what is Okalo. No, he didn't even allow Abaribe to take over. So it's not Kano is a very good example where I think they have groomed themselves. Kano have a very good succession plan over the years where their deputies took over from them. But apart from Kano and maybe one or two other places, there's not up to, I don't think it's up to 1% of the states that allow their deputy to take over from them. I don't know why this happens, but it has become a tradition that governors don't want their deputies to take over from them. And when Shaibu saw that and he had interest in contesting, what he would have done was just to resign, go to another political party and pursue your ambition instead of staying there and having a rough fight with the government.
Just to quickly chip in there, Dr. Igboke, just to quickly chip in there, are you then agreeing to speculations that the governor, Godwin Obaseki, could have instigated these impeachments?
What is could be have instigated it? I mean, we all know how these things work. These are backdoor political things. Obaseki did not make it, he did not pretend about the fact that he didn't want the deputy governor to contest the election. He didn't also hide the fact that he was not in good terms with the deputy governor. There were times the deputy governor was locked out. There were times he was, there were times there were the pages of newspapers, they were fighting each other. There were the time they were making incendiary statements against each other. There was a time the party hierarchy from Abuja had to come to mediate. So they have been fighting. Therefore, we all know how those things work. The governor has the power most of the time to control the House of Assembly.
But then he later came out,
Tribal, there was no
just to highlight that. But then he later came out and gave his approval for him to run for office. Dr. Igboke, are you there?
Come again?
Yes, I was just following your line of thought regarding Philip Shaibu, as well as the governor of, Edo State, that's Godwin Obaseki. He later came out and gave approval for Philip Shaibu to run for office.
I don't believe in that. That's just window dressing. He never wanted him to run for office, and those are just, public statements to make it look as if it is working. There have been the acrimony has continued, and if the acrimony did not continue, why did the governor not wait when the House was in a hurry to indict Shaibu? We started sitting on Wednesday, gave this thing on Thursday, and they told you, the counsel to Shaibu told them that the case was in court. So it would be like prejudice to try to see something that was already in court. The impeachment issues were in court. And then by Monday, you were rushing to give, you have submitted by Friday, and by Monday, you were rushing to impeach him. And we said that you want us to, we are not idiots, but this rule should not take us for granted. So if they were not in a hurry, why did they rush the process? They would have waited. I think today was the court sitting in Abuja. So why did they rush to announce it before the court sitting? So these are the kind of political petty plays we play that stunts development. It's not, of course, to concentrate on development for the people while we're elected. We are here playing ego activities here. So it doesn't benefit the people of Enugu State, and it doesn't add any value to democracy.
Let's take a look at the accusation from the Edo State House of Assembly, which is that Philip Shaibu breached a secrecy oath, as well as allegations of office misconduct. What's your reaction or your thought on that?
I don't know if the Edo State House of Assembly is still operating with the colonial rules, or still operating in the 70s and 80s and even 90s, still talking about secret official oath in the era of Freedom of Information Act, Freedom of Information Law, FOI. So what is secret information? What the Federal Executive Council is not a security body. The Federal Executive Council, the State Executive Council, and those State Executive Council sit for the welfare of citizens, especially their economic welfare, and other socio-economic welfare in their issues. So they are not a security meeting where you say you are, we are endangering security operations. So all these things that call the security oaths and all those things do not apply in a democracy. The Freedom of Information Act is there. So if the deputy governor has documents to tender to court, or to validate some of his claims or some things happening, why not? What is secret oath? Is it a secret court? The government of Edo State is not a secret court. The government of Edo State is not where you go take oath that you took an oath on the door of swearing in to uphold the Constitution, to uphold for the welfare, or to work for the welfare of the citizens of Edo State. So I don't know what they mean by secret oath. That's, for me, self-infantile.
Well, you've rightly cleared what your thoughts are regarding the secrecy oath, which they alleged he broke. How about the allegation of misconduct of office? When you throw all this kind of allegation, it's wide-ranging. You need to break it down. What is misconduct of office? You need to itemize specifically what he has done. But here we have a House of Assembly made up of learned people who just bandy words up and down, generalize everything. So you need to be specific. What did he commit? What are the atrocities? There says anti-party activity. Anti-party, well, the Edo State government is not the party. The Edo State government is a government. So we let the party handle that and see what to do with that. You don't bring it into governance. So we have not even heard about the gross misconduct. These are languages that don't define anything. We don't throw it in the air like that, and then we run with it. So for me, it's not convincing enough. When you say somebody has gross misconduct, name the gross. That means the misconduct is not your just misconduct. That means it is heavy. Name them. You are not even named serious ones. You don't even name. We don't have like 5 to 10 reasons why it is of gross misconduct. Yet you say it is gross misconduct. So we need to, there are those to supply us the details of this gross misconduct. I would have to know whether this gross misconduct is an impeachable offense. If they are not impeachable offenses, then a person can have gross misconduct that are not impeachable. Not all misconducts are impeachable. So if there are conducts that needs for him to be suspended, for him to be done, then we can know what is about. Even if you say it's gross misconduct, we need to list it so that we know, we have to interrogate it to know whether they are impeachable offenses. So finally, these are the things that is hide and seek game that are playing with us and giving us half-truths, giving us vague statements here and there that we cannot actually authenticate or scrutinize. In closing, just one final question for you. This recent impeachment, how do you think it impacts the politics in Edo State?
Well, there's a lot of politics going on now because, Edo State is going to contest an election. So the parties, candidates have emerged. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of bad blood between the governor and his deputy. So it's a contest of personal interest. It does not concern the Edo people. What they are fighting for are personal interests. Obaseki is fighting for his own personal interest. Shaibu is fighting for his own personal interest and how to consolidate power in the Edo State. It has nothing to do with the welfare of the Edo citizens, or it has nothing to do with construction of road, provision of health facilities, improving education, and other infrastructure or growth. These are just personal that have gone back. The money being spent in legal cases, the man hours being wasted, the time to be used to discuss progress is being used to witch hunt and fight each other. And so these are petty politics that are not supposed to. So it has, in a way, put Mr. Shaibu in a disadvantaged position because it is no longer, and knowing that politics in Nigeria is about what we call follow politics, where you actually, as much as you dispense favors, that is when you have followership. Most of the followers are not grounded in ideology and all those things. They're just grounded in stomach infrastructure. So, it's a disadvantage to you. And the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria has made the deputy governor very, very vulnerable. It has made him like a spare tire to a car. The governor is fully in charge. And so the might of a governor is when you want to do a comparative analysis between him and his deputy, the deputy is something to be crushed immediately with the might of the governor. So they are not in the same pedestal when it talks of
I'm afraid that's the most we can take on the news.
Mr. Shaibu.
That's the most we can take on the news. Thank you so much for your insight, Dr. Ambrose Igboke, Public Affairs Analyst. Thank you once again.